Welcome everybody to this beautiful Shadow Priest Cleric tribal deck. A Cleric tribal deck that tries to utilize Shadow Priest to its full potential and cheat in some amazing creatures like Toxrill, but also all-time favorite, I think by now everybody has at least one copy of it, Atraxa Grand Unifier. With this play we can cheat in actually almost every turn if our Shadow Priest stays alive, one of the big creatures, because Shadow Priest says what other clerics you control gets +1/+1, so it's a lord for clerics. And not only that, it says also for 5 mana and tap we can sacrifice another cleric, search our library for a black creature card and put it on the battlefield and shuffle. So the shuffle is not so interesting for us, but putting a black creature on the battlefield for 5 mana is actually really powerful, especially if you can do it on instant speed. Again, we can activate this ability on our opponent's turn to just surprise our opponents what we have there ready. And in the case of Toxrill, it's usually good to make it in the sorcery speed because it produces counters on each end step, so on your end step and opponent's end step. But with Atraxa, this is just an amazing turnaround of the events if you can instant speed Atraxa, again as in my previous deck, and my opponent is not expecting Atraxa to hit the board. A flying lifelinker with Death Touch with 7/7 is a really big threat, but if it also draws you a bunch of cards, it's just a game-winning synergy. And thanks to our Refined Tower, but also our Scheduled Courtyard, we can also cast our Atraxa for call, so we don't need to search it or reanimate it, because you see maybe here some copies of Cruelty of Geeks, because Seleucus Courtyard can also call for Phyrexians or for Angels, whatever you want. If you have your mana already covered, you can easily name one of it for Phyrexian or Angel, and this way we have covered the green mana, because everything else is covered in our mana base. Even if it doesn't look like we can cast a 4 mana spell, we can do it with our Refined Towers, we can do it with our Courtyards, and so on. But of course we also play Aliens, il-Kor, Master, Sadistic Pilgrim, whatever the best card in Standard is called, because this is it. 2 mana, 2/2 that drains our opponent. Each time a creature enters the battlefield we gain a life, each time a creature dies, opponent loses 1 life. So just an amazing synergy here, because we want to sacrifice a lot of things, and also life gain has a big synergy because we play 3 copies of Voice of the Blast. Why 3 copies? Because double white to hit on turn 2 is a little bit difficult, and usually we want to have this opening where we have double white available to play our Lunarch Veteran that also is a cleric and gain us life, to turn 2 Voice of the Blast, and instantly having a turn 2 3/3 on the board that constantly keeps on growing as long as we are producing more life gain. And to ensure that our Voice of the Blast but also our Shadow Priest stays alive, we have 3 copies of Skrelv, Defector of Might, 1 mana 1/1 that can protect a creature from removal. And this, I think, is a big game changer, because before this combo was really much relying on your opponent not having answers for our Shadow Priest. Now we can do it on instant speed every turn for free, or for paying 2 life or 1 white mana if you have white mana available, to give our Shadow Priest hexproof from certain colors, so mono black cannot remove it so easily, mono white cannot remove it so easily, and all the other shenanigans can be prevented thanks to our Skrelv. And this is, I think, a really key piece, a key part in this combo. And then another really cool cleric inclusion here is the Annex Sentry, 3 mana 1/4, is a Phyrexian cleric. Who doesn't know it? He not only can exile a creature with mana value 3 or less, but also he can exile an artifact. So we are talking here about Bankbusters. If we can exile it and deny our opponent card draws or some possibilities, it's really powerful on the board. But also it's a cleric. We are not set to exile a token and then later on to sacrifice it to our Shadow Priest to just get, for example, an Atraxa or a Toxrill on the board and just finish the game this way. And then of course our Antonio, 3 mana 3/3 that can tax our opponent. This can give us not only the important information what my opponent is running, but also to prevent things like removing our Shadow Priest or removing our beat hitters, because if my opponent has some sweepers or some removals like Farewell, for example, we can easily tell our Antonio to tax it up to 8 mana, so my opponent cannot cast it on curve, and usually until then, with all the pumps that we have through our Shadow Priest, we can finish out the game before my opponent is able to sweep the board or to exile everything that is important for us. For the mana base, we run with 25 lands, and by average of 2.7, I think it's even too much, but sometimes I have games where I just don't draw enough mana, so mana base is definitely something you can work on and improve on, because I didn't had such a success to do so, because I wanted to include our Courtyard, or of course for clerics, but also to cast our Atraxa, also Refined Towers, and as much as white and black possible to cast our spells on curve. With this being said, let's go to the gameplay and check out how our Cleric Tribal will perform there. Welcome everyone to our Cleric Tribal Breaking the Rules of Magic deck. And we're gonna see this is actually a good hand against aggro, so I expect a lot of aggro players, and especially then mono red. When our Atraxa hits the board, I think mostly mono red will say bye-bye to the game and will not be ready to face it. But with double Lunarch Veteran and some extra life gain here, mono red player look a little bit weak. So he has played with fire, he should have used it a little bit earlier on our veteran. Flame Blast Bolt, wow, mono red evolves. Mono red evolves, this means our restoration will not hit as much thing. This is not mono red aggro, bro. So let's go with our restoration, because restoration will provide us some card advantage. So getting out our planes. We see maybe we already played 2 basics and we have only 3 left, now only 2 left. So this restoration needs to hit as soon as possible. That's a lot of lands, bro. Let's ramp ourselves a little bit. Then let's play the other one. So we take out the basics. Note that we start drawing them, and then restoration, the first mode, will have no value on it. And let's go for some damage again. We are already on 5 mana, so next turn we're gonna see. I mean, Shadow Priest needs to survive a little bit, and I expect my opponent running something like Brotherhood End for sure, but it will not hit our restoration, luckily. 4 mana, do you play Koth? No, Jaya. Okay, Jaya is okay. Definitely okay. Creating a monkey? Impress me. So the draws were not the best. Get some stuff out, get some life in. Let's go double on Jaya. Let's see if my opponent is ready to sacrifice his token. And let's see what we're gonna draw with our Refined Tower, because mana is covered currently. I mean, if we draw Atraxa, but we don't have any other way to fix the mana, this is a little bit a downside of the deck, I would say, but let's see. Okay, let's play our Phantom. Now whenever a creature, maybe my opponent with something like Burn Down the House. So mono red midrange, mono red control most likely. Why Magic is playing 5 mana, let's see, Burn Down the House or not.
Everything they know.
Here comes Koth. This is what I was expecting, to be honest. And interesting control deck. Interesting control deck. -3 on our restoration. The 5th is for the fallen. Here we have our cruelty, but cruelty gonna hit, I believe, next turn, right? Or should be cruelty the whole cycle. I think we go cruelty on the whole cycle. Because I believe my opponent has hand full of planeswalkers. So let's hit our cruelty with full cycle. See what my opponent has more in the hand. Oh, another Koth, another Tyrant. And as a battlefield deals 4 damage to any target, gets +1, 6 mana, another Koth, a Bloodthirsty Adversary. So I think another Koth is more annoying, to be honest, because everything else can be hit by Atraxa or by Toxrill, and we're gonna see if this is gonna be the case. Producing the monk.
No match for my students.
Can play the dragon, destroy our restoration. Sure, why not? We're gonna play a Toxrill and destroy everything my opponent has. So let's get our Toxrill out. Let's play the land, let's play the Toxrill, then let's chill. What does your ultimate does? You get an emblem whenever you cast a red instant or sorcery spell, copy it twice, you may choose a new target for it. No, no need to. Give me my snail. Just give me my snail. Snail is here. Snail hits it. I love to play snails. Toxrill is still, I think, one of the more entertaining card to play. Because also in current standard... Is there something I can reanimate actually? Wait, can I make an upkeep stop? So I can meal with the Kuma? Sure, my friend. Interact with it. No problem at all. Don't have issues with it. And Tyrant cannot even crew the Bankbuster next turn. Sure. On Phantom, I will have how you call it? Sequence the phases differently. Flameless Bolt would first take out the Phantom and then maybe something else. But Toxrill is a big boy, so let's see. And upkeep stop, yeah, why? Because I wanna cycle Takuma before the Cruelty of Geeks hits the thingy, like this. And we cycle and see what we're gonna get into our graveyard. Resolve. Okay. Nothing else? So nothing really particularly happy with. Resolve. Also nothing I'm happy with, but okay. Nothing to reanimate here. Let's play the courtyard for clerics. My bro's like, what clerics? What are you talking about, bro? Let's go off to Jaya. Opponent gonna give me a snail. And chill. Chill. Maybe should have played the thingy just to draw cards with our Toxrill, huh? The triumphs. Double land. Sure.
Elegance and speed in my work.
Double land is okay. Okay. More. Get it more. Give it more. Give it more. 4. No mana left. He doesn't like mana. Sure. Okay. It will be dead next turn anyway, so... in a terrible draw. Is there something I can take out of the graveyard? No. Okay, then let's go and kill Jaya. And let's go with you. Kill you. And I think we're gonna chill. Just to have the ability to get my Toxrill back with our Phyrexian Missionary. But 9 mana, don't see really how my opponent can hit something big here to really sweep everything and kill everything. Oh, nice. Professional face breaker is nice. Definitely very, very nice, but let's see. Everything dies. Not everything, but the most of it. Toxrill doing some job here, huh? Toxrill doing some job here. Let me see what he runs in his hand. Flame Blast, Flame Blast. We're gonna say Flame Blast. Where are you? Where's Flame? F. Here. Flame Blast Bolt. And Atakuitsu. All in. All in. All in on our opponent. Double Flame Blast is possible for my opponent? Oh no, it's not. Let's cycle it. Let's kill it. Field of Ruins. Destroy my courtyard. It's not my... sure. It's not a biggie. Sure. Sure, my friend. Give me another black source. Because we have enough white. There's a lot of snails. Why is my opponent scared? It's not lethal. Not sure, but okay. We get a snail in replacement. Down to 5. And chill. Gilles. Next turn my opponent is dead, except he has some crazy top decks, but I don't believe so. There is no way my opponent cough. Okay.
If you're not with
Sure.
you're with
Not
Phyrexia.
a problem. Please do not with me, you're with Phyrexia. Sure. And let's go for the lethal attack. It's still not enough, my friend. Still not enough. Clerics for the win, but with Toxrill just played ice cold. Weird mono red opponent, but let's see if we maybe meet somebody that let us to combo off. So let's go. And here we are against our Ram. Let's see, the hand looks weird to be honest, but possible. Let's keep it. Let's see what we can do with it. If we go the slow way or the fast way, my opponent is maybe mono white. Maybe mono white. Looks like an imported deck with Phyrexian planes. Usually people build themselves something, they add their own lands, but hey. Yeah, mono white. Mono white mid-range, sure. Go for mono white mid-range, my friend. Get another land. Next turn, most likely something like... I can play you, and I can play you. Next turn, most likely something like Wedding Announcement, right? I don't think that he will use the ossification on our scrap, but if so, so be it. Right now, we need some life gain sources. So, next turn, if he plays Wedding Announcement, I will Sanctuary the token from the Wedding Announcement, so my opponent cannot start drawing cards. And then we're gonna play the Missionary, so we're gonna see. It cannot block anyway. So looks like a Wedding Announcement, right? Looks like Wedding Announcement, feels like Wedding Announcement, most likely is a Wedding Announcement. And right now my opponent thinks that I'm a toxic deck, by the way. Because the way that he's approaching it, maybe that I'm a weird toxic deck. Now 3 mana open, what do you have for 3 mana? Oh, don't mind me if I do. Let me check out what he has for 3 mana there. Ossification. Wandering Emperor. Farewell. I think the Wandering Emperor, right? Do I really care about Wandering Emperor? I don't think so. So I think we're gonna text the Farewell. Right? Do we text the Farewell? Or Wedding Announcement. I'm sure my opponent runs Wedding Announcement. The Wedding Announcement is not such a big deal because Voice of the Blessed will be. So let's go for Farewell, I would say. Maybe this is a misplay, but I believe this will be more value on the long run, because this way my opponent needs to hit a lot of land drops, and also 8 mana Farewell is a much more painful play than 6 mana Farewell. And we're gonna see, maybe, I mean, right now if we hit our combo, also not the best, huh? But Missionary can change it, and the Sentry will also change it. So my opponent can ossification or whatever he wants, right? I don't really care. My turn. Okay. And let's go here for Cleric. Si, senor. Then let's go and... I mean, if I attack, he will create a dude, right? Looks like it. Sounds like it. But let's see. Peacekeeper has Vigilance, so this is why the Wandering Emperor will not be able to kill it. But he will be able to create a dude and then double block it.
You're just underwhelming.
And next turn he can ossification, for example, because my scrap will be tapped. Ossification on...
Keep watch for intruders.
With white we can pay. Against white. Do I play you or do I play you? I think I play you just to have the better mana use. Take out the token. And then see what my opponent is able to do from here. Ossification on Antonio will be the better play here. Or the best play, let's say. But this will be maybe make it difficult for him later on to farewell everything, right? And he has already mana for farewell. Spirited, okay. Sure. Check what you draw. Check it, my friend, check it. Right now he has an enchantment, but not an artifact, so to draw with Reliquary will not produce as much value as it usually does, but these mono-white games tend to go longer games. Okay, I'm interested that my opponent decided to go for Vading Announcement. Because next turn his Wandering Emperor is dead. And right now this is currently the only thing that really holds him.
This fight.
Sure. Okay. Let's play the land. Let's give 2 with white here. Protection from white. Next. Let's go after you. Kill you.
Try not to miss me.
And then we're gonna play you. Or do I take away the token from Vading Announcement? No, we're gonna play you. Just simple. I'm just thinking for the next turn already, because Voice of the Blessed will hit the board and then Missionary can start gaining us life. Right now, as I said, the real problem for me is the Farewell, right? And this is a problem. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Now I can also attack with Annex, because it will give Toxic too, so maybe we can even a little bit poison my opponent, and maybe he will get scared and panic push something. Panic react to the situation that he gets Toxics. But so right now, oh, we'll see. Scrap does an amazing job of protecting your key pieces, like your key creatures. And this is really, really important. So my opponent, Ossification and Nadamas, right? Right. Okay. Ossification on Antonio is what I was thinking about. But now Farewell on creatures will hit more his board than it really would hit my board. So it's okay. Get a land out. Pay a white source. Give protection from white. And let's give him 2 toxic counters, up to 3. And then the turn. These 2 are recover spells, right? Okay, opponent ramps a little bit. This is why I thought Antonio Peacekeeper to take away with Ossification is like... do you really bother to Farewell now? I don't think so. He can Elganjo something if I block, but I won't. Or I can, actually. I want to. Do I want to? Sure, he should use the resources as far as he can. Or as much as he can. And next turn... Let's see what we draw. If we draw a land, I can discard a land, play it back. Or if we draw something else, like our Shadow Priest, please game, please, Atraxa is waiting. Atraxa is waiting for this. Light on Arms was almost obvious. Now he should draw a card with Vading Announcement. So attack all, draw a card. And I will kill a token. Don't care about the Spirited Companion, because most likely this mono white list, if he top decks it or net decks it, this mono white list also... Let's play the Might for free. Can he buff things? Is the question. now. I mean, this will be super devastating to him as soon as I start gaining life. Like, Voice of the Blessed is also super good if I start gaining life. So I believe in this case, Voice of the Blessed, and then attacking with Missionary will do the most value out of here. You control on enchantments. You want to draw one card? Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry. So, next, attack. Opponent can take it, but Voice of the Blessed will be treated, why Geeks will not kill it or not do it. And I expect my opponent to be honest. Why do you block your Spirited Companion? This is what I will do. To be honest, I expect... Sure. And end the turn. Sure. Tune. So we're gonna give it lifelink and counters, plus destroying all the tutus. Or do we really destroy all the tutus, or we just destroy the restoration? They're gonna see. My opponent maybe has another lay down arms. This will be painful against Voice of the Blessed. Sure, my friend, you will sacrifice it after, don't worry. So right now, how do you want to attack? Where do you want to attack? You have Wandering Emperor? I feel like he has a Wandering Emperor, right? So let's do it like this. Not really caring about my life gain, to be honest, but we're gonna see if maybe this will turn into our favor, because right now, I mean, against mono white is always the same. The game takes ages until they get some value, until that this is what they do. They establish this dominance, and I hope for Voice of the Blessed. Okay. So let's play you. Let's say each opponent sacrifice a creature, and they put 2/1/1 counters on Voice of the Blessed. And giving him lifelink for this turn at least. And then later we're gonna see if we're gonna hit some synergy cards, because until now we just hit some powerful cards that synergizes with other cards. Opponent sacrifices the thingy, I put my counters here. And then we're gonna attack. Although opponent flashing in Wandering Emperor giving +1 and first strike will be painful, but I can still react with our Skrelf to the situation. And giving a good 5 lifelink as swing is always nice. Okay, opponent decides to take it, interesting. You don't have Wandering Emperor? You don't have Wandering Emperor. Why do you keep so much mana open then? To maybe pop the restoration, sure. So my friend, pop the restoration, pop it. Let's go and get flying and vigilance. And now we're gonna see if my opponent gonna blow everything up with his farewell, finally, or he will say, hey, not today, not today. My opponent has, what, 5, 6, 7 life, 7 mana, right? Or what is this? Ossification. Looks weird, I think. I believe so. Right now, for me, to be honest, The games against mono white are more annoying than the games against mono blue. Mono blue, you're usually finished after like what, turn 5, turn 6. When they drop the genie, you have an answer and it comes true, it comes true. You don't have an answer, it doesn't come true, then you lose, right? But mono white is like, I play, I take time, I play, I establish dominance, I do this, I do that. You're like, bro, what the hell? What are you doing? Why are you doing? Then we're gonna see. So my opponent needs to first remove the Skrelf again. If he does, is good. If not, is not. Okay. Ooh. Fair. What do you have for 4 mana? I block you here, and what then? It is, by the way, a spirit. This is not an artifact. It looks like an artifact token, but it's not a spirit. With white. Protection from white. Ah, channel, huh? Channel. What is channel? Not color? Will be new to me, to be honest. But it's okay. It's new to me, honestly. Oof. What he has? 6, 7. Another one of you. I need some life gain. Game. Give me some life gain. Search for a basic. Give me the basic. Here it's gone. Playing you. And... 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's go hit him for a little bit, for 6. This is a 3-turn clock, right? A 3-turn clock. Next. Then let's play the Antonio. Let's see what my opponent is hiding in his repertoire. Another wedding announcement, he says, and farewell. Okay. Should we hit the farewell again? Wedding announcement or Bankbuster? Because I can also hit the Bankbuster. I feel like I should hit the Bankbuster. Let's go for Bankbuster. End the turn. So now at least he needs to pay 4 to draw a card, and also 2 for crewing it. And Sentry also can hit the Bankbuster, because it has, whenever it enters the battlefield, takes out target artifact or creature, mana value 3 or less. Good, no? I think it's super good. But where is my payoffs? Where are my payoffs? Not sure where my payoffs are. Resolve. You want to kill everything, or what is your plan, my friend? I'm gonna put you here, I'm gonna put you here, I'm gonna put you here. Sure. The only problem right now is this token. And I believe... I mean, I need to get somehow some life for Voice of the Blessed. Some life gain will be good, because then I can go for lethal. So if we top deck now a Veteran, for example, the opponent hits farewell, all creatures. Okay. But Restoration can now draw cards with the Bankbuster. I would have gone maybe for Graveyards too, but okay. Let's bring back the Missionary. And let's go for the Bankbuster. Because this is an artifact, he can draw too much cards with his Reliquary. Okay. Sure. This is how these games goes usually, like... ages, forth and back, forth and back. I'm not even sure if I should include games like this against this sort of opponents, but I don't know. I mean, I spend a lot of time with them playing. What we are playing now for like 20 minutes? 20 minutes game against Mono White, and I don't like to play against them, honestly. As I said, for me, it's more annoying than to play against Mono Blue, and especially against Ram. Ram takes a little bit longer time. It's okay, it's okay. Take your time if you want to win, but bro, we are playing Platinum, right? Like, it's not, he's like not Mythic number 3 and is fighting for number 1 or whatever. What was that? You saw that? Farewell went to the graveyard. Do you tell me? Do you tell me that we're gonna make Atraxa coming? Atraxa hitting the board on instant speed? Because Priest activates on instant speed, but I think my opponent will draw something like, I don't know, Sarah Paragon, sure. I think my opponent gonna draw something like Lie Down Arms to deal with our Shadow Priest, but sure. Now at least my opponent understands what we are up to, and if he doesn't hit Lie Down Arms, Atraxa, and then later on, Toxrill. Do you tell me that my deck will beat Mono White now? Because if this is the case, then I'm a god. No, I'm not. Don't say things like that, please. Don't say things like that. So let's see. It can happen. It can happen. That my opponent now, if he don't, I mean, Lie Down Arms will be like, yeah, okay, who cares, right? Keep the mana here. Instant speed activation. Instant speed. So if my opponent declares his attackers, then I will bring in Atraxa. Otherwise, if he has Lie Down Arms, I will activate Atraxa on it. Oh, don't tell me you're gonna... Don't tell me. He doesn't like it. Obviously, he hates it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. That's right. That's right. Draw another card with Bankbuster, and then if it's another Lie Down Arms, oof, then I don't know. Then salute, my friend. Then you deserve it. Here's another card draw, another chance to draw a card. He's looking answers for Atraxa to finish me off because I'm at 1 life. Yeah. He wants to draw more cards with the waiting announcements. Oh, okay. But you're dead on the way back. Interesting approach, but sure. Maybe my opponent don't see the cruelty of Geeks in my hand. And thinks like he can kill the 3/3. Theoretically he could. You should have done it before, my friend. Really before. Okay. Play you. Doesn't matter what we choose here. 2 counters. And target opponent, sacrifice a creature. 2 counters. Atraxa goes unblockable anyway. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's okay. You saw how Shadow Priest skipped the game. How Shadow Priest the game. Like you're dead. You're dead. I have too many attackers here. 9 damage in the air and 1 damage needs to come through, so even the token will kill you. Even the token will kill you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do if we come for you, bad boys, bad boys? What you gonna do? What you gonna do if we come for you? Clerics beat mono white net deck. Clerics beat mono white net deck. Oof. Where have you saw something like this? Only here. Good game, my friend. Good game. After 20 minutes, good game. But at least you saw nice combo, nice popping off here with my Atraxa. Again, Atraxa. Bro, how broken is this card? Comes in, refills my hand. Sure. Comes in, refills my hand. The token will finish you off. Do whatever you want. He's just like... I think he's a little bit pissed that Atraxa hits the board and wins the game. Like, I looked so long in YouTube and in everywhere to get a mono white list that wins 76%, but why do I lose against Orzhov Clerics? I have everything in my hand. It's okay, Ram. It's okay, this is the game. You cannot win everything. I also don't win everything. Nobody wins everything. This is a game of chance. And this is, by the way, a good tip for everybody who is new to the game. There is no such a perfect deck where you will not lose. The best decks will lose more often. The possibility, the Magic is a game of a chance. A game of will I play my possibilities right, and will I use my chances to utilize the cards to its full potential or not. I see it a lot also, like mono red, for example, players. They say, oh, I net deck a mono red deck that wins like 63%, and I played 10 games and I won maybe 2 games. How do you do that? This is the point. Mono red is not an easy deck to play. And just an example, mono red, but there is a lot of other decks that has a lot of different synergies, and the best decks are usually the more streamlined or more straightaway decks to play. For example, soldiers, right? There is not much you can do wrong, but there is also a lot of decision making, also in mono red. Do you use a play with fire on the face, or do you use a play with fire on a creature to get another creature coming through? If the another creature coming through, does it do more damage than play with fire, or will it die on the upkeep? So this is all these possibility chances where you will never be able to play. What I'm trying to say is, for everybody who is new and you say, I suck at that deck building, I rather get some decks from online and win at least 50% of the games, you can do that, but then you will never improve in the game and never understand how the game is really working. This is why, if you really want to improve in things, build decks that destroys you, right? Like, build it yourself. Don't go online and say, hey, soldier destroyed me. I want to have this soldier deck. You go online, spend all your wild cards, have a soldier deck, and then you suddenly cannot win more than 50%. This is the tip, the big tip. That is how it helped me. And I thought maybe about to make like a video with top 4 stuff that helped me to improve as a player, as a Magic player. But also in general, all other tabletop games or other card games or all other possibility games that have to do with chances and possibilities, like, I don't know, blackjack or whatever, you can poker, can include in it everything. Build the deck yourself. Like, you say soldier beats you. Okay, build the deck yourself with the cards that you think are good in soldiers, and then when you play you realize, okay, this card didn't have a value, you put the card out, to put something else in, and so on and so on. Like this, you will improve and understand how the deck works, and much more important, you will understand how to beat this deck, because people will beat you, and you are playing the strongest deck. So you will understand how people beat you, in this case, and playing much more secured and much more confident against these decks. So mono blue beats you every time. Play mono blue. But the deck that you build, if control beats you, build a control deck. Build it yourself and play it against others to see how they beat you. So then you will understand not only how to build decks, how to improve decks, but then also you will understand how to beat these decks, right? You are crying about Rakdos midrange, you are crying about Azorius control or mono blue counter control. Build it yourself, play it, and you will see how people beat you. Right? Then you will understand much more of the game than ever possible. But with this being said, let's go another one, because this is the second game and it took like ages, and I also talk like waterfall. So we're gonna go in the next game and check out how the third game will go. But you saw already what our priest can do and how fast we're gonna keep the switch on the game, where looks like it was done, looks like it was lost. But let's go. And here we are against Lead Mirage with Atraxa in the hand. I told you already the problem against, or with Atraxa. Actually, the rest is super good. Voice of the Blessed and Elias, so we play first Elias, then Voice of the Blessed, Voice of the Blessed grows. But Atraxa in the hand is terrible, because we don't have really a chance. We can call here for Angels with our Courtyard, yes, and fix the green mana, because Refined Tower provides us white, blue, and black. And then we can play Atraxa, but this is really like in the last case scenario, or we can call like Phyrexians, whatever. But I mean, I could do that, right? But opponent goes first. If this is an aggro opponent, I'm dead. What do I do? I'm mulligan. Cannot keep this hand, I'm sorry. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, to be honest, Peacekeeper, no. Yes or no, yes or no, yes. Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper is stronger. Peacekeeper is stronger. Mono black. Mono black. Sure, my friend. Play mono black. Chaplain of Alms. Give me your cut down. He has cut down in the hand, obviously. Like, there's no chance that he don't play cut down. But it's okay. If he wants to spend 2 mana on the Chaplain of Alms, cut down is suddenly not such a good card as he thinks it is, huh? Okay, here we draw Atraxa, exactly the situation that we tried to avoid. We got it here, but okay. Next turn we can Antonio to check out what my opponent has in the hand. Maybe this is something like Invoke Despair. And Invoke Despair draws another Invoke Despair, and another Invoke Despair draws another Shadow-Rite and Invoke Despair. And then Ella de Mirage is like, look at me, high life. I say, okay bro, totally fine. Opponent was not happy with Chaplain of Alms. A 1 mana, 1/1 with first strike is not something my opponent is happy with, but it's okay. Antonio, Shadow-Rite. And Shadow-Rite will apply some pressure, but Graveyard Trespasser. It's annoying too. But I think right now, how much mana he has? 3. He can play Bankbuster, he can play Graveyard Trespasser or Phyrexia. He cannot play Shadow-Rite. It's a difficult decision. Don't laugh about it. Graveyard Trespasser. Why? Because I think when he hits the port, he will exile my Chaplain. Chaplain is also a Cleric. He has a first strike, so even if he plays the Flesh Gorger, I can with Shadow Priest, I can plus it to 3. And this will be definitely something I'm looking to do into, right? Because this way maybe I force him to play things that he don't want to play. No blocks. Game. Game. Okay. Let's go like this. And let's see if our Toxrill can carry us, because for Atraxa, I need to find really specific cards. So Toxrill will need to carry us, but we need to draw our lands. Freaking lands, game. Cannot be that I cannot draw my lands. Phyrexian Arena, okay. This is not a smart attack, but okay. Just give me the freaking lands! Just give me the freaking lands! Game! It's not funny. Not funny at all. Now at least he cannot attack with Flesh Gorger. Game. He can play the Obliterator, okay. Oh no, it's not a bet. Nothing happened. Oh wow. Thank you, game. Play you or play you? Play you? Decisions. I think play you is the best one. Yeah. No. So he can attack with Obliterator, but I will go back for a lot of life gain. This is what my opponent needs to consider too. Right, this way. No, I'm not gonna block. Game, I thought we talked about it. What's wrong with you? Can I play the priest? Yeah. Yeah. I need to get life to take another hit from Obliterator. Otherwise will be painful. Sure. Don't tell me you have malice. Oh no, doesn't look like. Doesn't look like my opponent has malice. Oh, it's okay. Give me a land and we are done with this game. But no, the game is like... Sure. It's a good sign. It's a good sign that my opponent has nothing else to play, right? It's a very good sign. Give me a freaking land. No blocks. And it's not even a land! It's not even a land! I forgot that Graveyard Trespasser drained me. I can make my math already before, and then I didn't consider. I was still a little bit annoyed that we didn't get a land. But we would have been dead anyway, I believe, because... Yeah. Yeah, I would have been dead anyway. Because the game decided not to give us a land. No, I could not also have blocked with Shadow Priest, it will be 3 damage. I needed to sacrifice 1, 2, 3, keep another Shadow Priest, so even if I top deck a land, I cannot sacrifice another Priest, or another Cleric, I'm sorry, to get my stuff going, so... Missing here on the land drop, super crucial, like, You need to think next turn I will, for example, sacrifice the strongest creature and get something lifelink, right? Boom, sacrifice the creature, give lifelink, get a lot of life, win the game most likely. Cruelty of Geeks reanimating his Flesh Gorger, boom, winning winning the game most likely. So a land is all what we needed, but sadly the game decided not to give me this land, and it happens. This is game, as I said before, it's a game of chance, and we didn't hit our chance. We didn't hit our chance. Maybe I also played. No, I think naming Antonio Peacekeeper, naming Graveyard Trespasser was the right call, because our Chaplain providing a lot of pressure is really, really good, and maybe it would have been smarter to call Shieldred. Not sure, but until then I didn't have more information, right? Yeah, would I recommend to craft this deck? It's a fun deck, it's a good deck. Let's say like this, I ran this deck with Celestus at the beginning, and it was okay, it was not bad, and with Celestus it helps you to cast your Atraxa. I think we need to work a little bit more on the mana base, a little bit more on the land base, because yeah, we are not such a high curve, right? Actually, we are only until 5. The rest is searchable with our priest. I had also games where I won with Eel Master, because we drained our opponent. You see, maybe we have a lot of small creatures. They all gonna die. They all are dying. We are sacrificing them with the priest, and opponents get to die because of the drain. And also the life gain. And Voice of the Blessed, super card. If you don't use it in your life gain deck, consider to use it. Even accidental life gain. Accidental life gain is also great. And I think maybe it's time to make some life gain synergy deck, but who knows? We're gonna see. For now, I have another really cool deck. I'm trying to collect more data with it. It's a Boros artifact deck, but really fun one. I really have fun playing with it. And as soon as I have a little bit more data on it, and it's more refined, I will show it to you, because with it I was climbing the whole time. Or playing the whole time to climb. Yeah, anyway, recommend to craft this deck? If you like clerics, if you like tribal synergy deck, yeah, definitely. If you say, no, I'm looking something to rank up, no, because this deck can take sometimes time. You saw against mono white, we played like for ages. The power level, I mean, what we do on turn 5 is good if we have our priest and we have maybe protection to the priest, or opponent don't has an answer to the priest. But usually I like to have protection for it, and then taking over the games like this. Against aggro decks, we are super good, because we have so much life gain, so much possibilities. Also with taxing, with Antonio Peacekeeper and so on is really, really good. So against aggro, we are pretty good. Against mid-range is okay. There is, as I said, we need to have protection. And you saw how priests take over the game against mono white. Boom, gone. The rest, control decks, obviously really hard, right? To establish a board where the priest lives for one turn, with another cleric on the board, or with mana available to sacrifice it, and then play something like Atraxa or something like Toxrill against control is not such a big impact, because we play Atraxa, opponent kills it, right? Then we can reanimate Atraxa with Cruelty of Geeks, of course, but still opponent kills it again, or exile it with Farewell. So against control, it's the weakest matchup. Against mono black, bro, give me one more land, it's done. The game is history in turn 5. Two turns ago, if I would have draw my lands, I keep 3 lander, right? Yeah, I mulliganed, I keep the 3 lander, and I didn't draw my 5th land in over 6 draws? More. 8 draws. 8 draws, I drew 1 land, so 7 draws. In 7 draw steps, I drew only 1 land. I didn't draw my 5th land. If I would have drawn my land, bro, forget it. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Ciao.